Jamie back from Inky&Scrappy with our Let's Start Stamping series. This week we're going to do a fun fold. We haven't done any interactive fun fold, anything difficult. I love doing it, I miss doing it, and so I thought I'd bring it out. This one is about as easy as you can get for an interactive fun fold, so hopefully you can stick with me. It's just a couple of score lines and how we're going to fold it. But it really packs a punch, and I'm hoping to be able to sneak a gift card into this one, and so it'll be a fun fold with the gift card in there. I have a bunch of gift cards to give for Christmas this year, so I thought it would be fun to kind of do one this way. I thought about doing a gift card holder with you, which we can definitely hit maybe in a week or so. I don't know. We'll see how far I get, right? So this one I found on Pinterest, but their sizes were a little off for an A2, and I wanted to keep it A2 size. It's easier for me. That's what my envelopes, I mean, I have envelopes for all of them, right? But ultimately it's just easier to stick with that tried and true and known card size. So I switched it up a little bit to make it an A2. We could even probably scale it down just a little bit more, have a bigger border, and then we could probably get it two of them out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper if that's something that you wanted to do. Keep this in mind. So this is the size I'm going to use today, which is 6 1/4 inches by 7.5 inches. So if you wanted to size it down for, you know, the other one, which you could do, I suppose it would still be 12, but you'd get two out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So you could size it to 6 inches by 7 1/4 inches, and then you're still going to want to have a card base that's just, you can do like a full card base if you want. I've just been putting it onto a flat piece, so it's, you know, the card itself isn't like a stand-upable one. It just kind of has a card base of that 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. So it kind of ends up looking like this on that base. So this one will give you a greater, can't spell today, greater border. So it's going to have a bigger stretch on the sides there. Just keep that in mind, or you can kind of adjust, if you're comfortable, you can adjust your score lines accordingly to make it a little bit wider and such. But that's what we're going to do. So this one here, we're going to score it at 2 1/4 inches on two sides, and I'll do that with you in just a second. I just wanted to kind of show you how it's going to look. So we're going to score it here, and then we're going to score it here. So we're going 2 1/4 inches, 2 1/4 inches, and then once we have those scores, we're going to kind of put another score right there. I'll show you how I do it, but there's an easier way to do it if your paper's not too thick. I just do it with my scoreboard, or your cutter would work if you have the bigger one, which I'm going to bring in the bigger cutter for my paper today. Because I am using a 12 by 12, I will bring in my bigger tonic one. We're not going to be able to see the whole thing on screen. Sorry. My desk is cleaner, but it's just not, I don't have that much room well, I suppose if I do it this way, we can probably see the whole thing, huh? Okay, I'll make my life difficult, but you get to see the whole thing. Okay, that works for me. So for this one, you can either do like a plain sheet of paper, or you can do pattern paper. I'm going to do pattern because I think it's fun to kind of have that pattern. So I would pick a pattern that doesn't have a top or a bottom. You definitely can. We're just going to have to work on the folds if you do it that way. So I would go with something that was just like a plaid or polka dots, something like that. You could do this one. It's just you're gonna have to make sure that how you fold it on your scores is gonna be a little bit different, but like the back side of this one isn't gonna work. So that's kind of why I'm gonna pick this pattern, just because it's got a nice general pattern, top bottom side doesn't really matter on this one, and so we don't have to worry about trying to fix the pattern issue that we would have that way. So this one has the little kick out stand here that makes it 12 inches long. It also has the score blade. Let me grab that. Maybe we can do the scoring on this one as well today and see if that, I don't know, cuts down a little bit of time. We'll see. So for this one, I want to cut this one at 6 1/4, and that's like right here on this one. So you kind of have to, I hate the fact that they don't have the peg marks that go this far, or like it doesn't go all the way to the end. It's my biggest gripe with all of them, to be honest. So 6 1/4 is like right here, so I'm gonna kind of eyeball it, call it good, and go with it. So that's my 6 1/4, and then I'm gonna flip it, and I'm gonna come up here and go for that 7 1/2. There we go, 7 1/2. And so when I say we have a lot of leftover pieces, we do have a lot of leftover pieces. That's why if you want to cut it down to 6 by 7 1/4, it would probably work out just as well. You'll have a little bit bigger border around, but you at least get 2 out of a 12 by 12 sheet. If you're like me and have a lot of extra paper, possibly, it's not as big of a deal. But I like my paper, so I'll probably end up switching mine down to that 6 by 7 1/4 for my future ones. So anyways, we're gonna pop this one in here. So I just kind of like separate these out a little bit, and it pops out fairly easy. So for this one, we want to go 2 1/4. So here we are at 2 1/4, and we're gonna score that. Now this score, I don't know, I don't feel it gives a very deep score line, so that's why I don't usually use it. You can kind of see it on there. It's not the greatest. And then we're also going to go this way, and we're going to do that 2 1/4 this way. And so we have our score line and our score line. Now for this one, there's a couple of ways to do it. We can go and try to get your X there and hope that you have it lined up decent. We can also do, so the other option you have with that one is, I'm going to fold this first just because it's going to be easier to see my lines here. So I'm just going to fold that. You can reinforce it with a bone style folder or a Teflon folder. It's up to you. I'm going to fold this one in as well. And so now we get that intersection line here, and so we can fold this. You can just go like this and kind of fold it over this way and get your points to points. You just want to make sure that you're as close as possible to that center point on this one. Oh, are we going to risk it? Oh, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go for it. The other thing is to just make sure that your lines, your fold lines are like, your score lines are matching up on both sides. That kind of helps. But you can definitely do it on your score tool as well if you want. You should be able to, and this one's harder, I think harder to see on the other one. Let me grab it. On this one, which is, you know, my handy dandy old Martha Stewart one, I think We're Memory Keepers makes a similar one as well. This one has this piece. So this piece is like for envelope folding. It kind of helps you line it up. So this would just tuck into that corner there, and then you can turn this piece here. And then I just did kind of, I tried it this way. It doesn't really work that way. It doesn't really line up to like the 2.5 inches that maybe you would think. I guess you could maybe measure that. I don't know. But I just kind of eyeballed this one, kind of found the groove where it was gonna hit the intersection points with my fingernail, and then of course I just butted it up there because then I know that it's going to be a straight line. We didn't do too bad on our other fold, so if that's something that you want to make sure that your fold is perfect, you can go that route with it. Just keep in mind, it's an option. You don't need to have this to do it. You can just use, you can definitely just use a ruler and all the things. What side do I want on? So do I want that on the end? Well, I want it this way. So keep in mind when you're folding it, so whatever corner you do where your points intersect, the opposite side is going to be on the top. So this is going to be the inside piece, I guess to say. That's the best way to put it. So we're going to fold this in, and you kind of get like a little hat there, and then we're just going to finish the fold on this one. And then we have a corner fold. So it's kind of, I don't know, is that like a hospital corner? Just kidding. Anyway, so that's our fun fold. That's as hard as that fun fold is, that's what it is. And then so when you open it, it just like folds open and it gives you all the things. So it's just kind of a fun one. We're gonna add some decorative pieces to it. So let me grab some coordinating cardstock pieces and I'll actually show you how we're gonna finish it. It's a fun one. So I'll be right back. Let me go grab some cardstock. Maybe. So I pulled out a couple of stamp sets. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. This is me. This is how I roll. So for this one, I am going to cut this one down to 2 inches. I should have looked for, whoops, let me pop this one back out. I should have looked for, I don't know, smaller piece of paper probably. Instead of, you know, the big one, but I guess it'll work. Okay, we're back in there. All right, so this one we're gonna cut down to 2 inches. By 2 inches. Can you see that? Maybe, there we go. 2 inches by 2 inches on this one for the little piece, and then I'm trying to decide how I want to do the other one. So the inside piece, we're going to go with, if we go 4, let's go 3.5 wide. 3.5 wide is, I have to math. So 3.5 wide is technically 3/4 of an inch less than 4 1/4. So, which means I need this one to be at 4 3/4, should give me my proper inside dimension here. So I want to put this one here, so it'll give me equal sides all the way around. That's what I was aiming for. Ooh, if this one is already pre-cut to an A2 card base, then I will save it for that. It is. So we'll do this one, this one, this one. We'll do that. I kind of like a green though. That one's kind of like, let me see. Okay, so we're gonna go with the darker green. I was looking for the lighter green, but it ain't happening. I don't have anything remotely close to that one. So we'll cut this one at 4.5 by, or 4 1/4 by 5.5. I have a hard time with my measurements lately. Good gravy. Okay. So we have that one cut down. So we have this one, this one. This will layer on top of this one. And then we have the red piece that we can cut down. So this one goes here. I don't think we need to go anything on top of that one. So we're gonna go, I'm trying to decide how big of a piece I want on the front. Let's start with this one. Let's go, if we go 4, let's go 3.5. So 3 3/4. 3 3/4 long by, which 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 from 4 1/4 is math is hard today. Let's see. 1 3/4. Okay, I was doing it right. So 2 1/2. That might be okay. Whoops, wrong piece. Let's go here. Yeah, that looks like it's the right size. Okay, so this one is, and this one you can play with the size on this one however you want. If you have die cuts and want to use die cuts, go ahead and use those. So I have 2 1/2 by 3 3/4, and that's where I'm actually stamping on. So because I did 3 3/4, I can go 4 on this one. I don't need it that wide though, right? So 2 1/2. So let's go 2 3/4 by 4 inches. Let's see if I cut right. I did. So that's just giving me a layer on top. So if that's what you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm mathing and it's hard. Okay. I'm glad we had this discussion. I can math really good. Not when I'm on camera though. Go figure. Okay. All right. So, and you could have definitely used some of this for your layering if you wanted to. I just, like to be extra. Okay, this is my die. Those are my stamped pieces. This is going to be this one. So let's put this part together and then we'll get on with the rest of the stamping parts. Glue. Glue would be good. I have a glue stand somewhere. You know what? That's probably going to be easier today because it's already down. Okay. Both of my glue bottles are getting to be lacking in their glue quantity. I need to refill them. And you could come out a little bit faster. I wouldn't be sad about that. It's not happening today. Okay, so this one, I'm going to plop that one right in here. You could definitely stamp on this one before, if you know how big your outside piece is and you know exactly what you want to do here. I'm not exactly sure yet. So ultimately this piece is going to be big enough to slip my gift card into. So I need to figure that part out in my head while we work on the rest. Okay, so this piece, we're going to add this one here. So we're just going to center that as best we can on that little piece right there. I have options here because this one comes here, and so when it lifts up, that's what I'm trying to decide. I have dies for it, but I was going to try to do it without the dies. So this piece will go here. So I'm just going to kind of center that onto this one. Now this one for the gluing, right? So we want to be careful with the glue on this one, and I'm going to put this on. We'll stamp and get this one ready, and then we'll add that glue. I was going to bring in the ticket tags. I don't know if well, I might yet. We'll see. Okay, so this one, I think we're good there. I'm actually just going to kind of mark it with my fingers here, and I'm just going to add the glue that doesn't want to come out. I'm just going to add some glue right on this piece. I'm not going to add glue onto the other one. I don't want glue to be on the piece that I want to move. So it's important to only put glue in the area that you want to move. So I'm going to come back in here and add that piece in. Make sure it is in the center of my card here. And then I'm just holding it, rubbing it in a little bit because I want it to stick before I let it let it do its thing. So see, now we can just go, now you just go bloop, and it like pops up that whole piece there. It's just kind of fun to see that it pops. So this is where I'm thinking, let me grab my fake gift card. Oy. I put it up there. See how it's gonna be like perfect to fit that in there? So I think I'm just gonna add a little corner piece here. So we can probably just take, I want to take a coordinating piece of paper. Let's go. Do I want to go this way? Because we could definitely just go this way. So let's cut this one down to whatever that piece was. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to cut this one at 4 inches. Boring back in the beast. Alright, let's cut this one at, I'm going to do, yeah, let's go 4. I'm going to try to line it up as best I can. So you have 2 options. You could have gone the way I'm going to do it this way, or you could definitely do it the other way and do like another little, you can do like, if you have a die cut pocket, I have multiple ones, right? So Lawn Fawn makes them, pretty much every company has them, I think, or at one point in time they had them. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm just going to put glue around my outside edge, keeping in mind that I want to be able to tuck my gift card in here. So I'm going to just go right along the edge here. Just me dropping stuff everywhere. And I'm going to line it up on this edge first. Try not to get glue anywhere but exactly where I have it on my other piece. You could definitely add your glue onto that base piece first. And then I'm just going to let this dry. So I'll rub it in a little bit just because I want to make sure that it's going to be, don't over glue, like don't use a lot of glue. I go very sparingly. It looks like a little bit, a lot of glue maybe on camera, but it's really a very thin amount of glue. So, all right, so we have that done, that done. Do I want to do a ticket tag? I might do a ticket tag. We'll see. Still really want to do a ticket tag. Anyways, okay, I'll probably add one. Let's be honest here. Okay, here is my base piece. I have options and I couldn't decide which one. I really love this little chicken one just because, I don't know, it's adorable. So these are, all of these are from Unity. These are older releases. They're not new releases. I haven't bought any new Unity as of late. I was trying to behave myself. This one might fit the best here. And then we can go in with one of these for the sentiments. No one told me I had to be nice. Blah, 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 blah. Santa is so judgy. Let's pretend this card has warm and fuzzy holiday wishes. I'm full of good cheer on the inside. The other option is to attach the ticket tag down here off to the corner, possibly. Ooh, maybe we'll do it that way. Okay, I think I have a plan. I maybe didn't have a plan until right now. It's all good. I told you, I like to work on the fly. This is how I roll. You stay in your lane. Okay, all right. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna pop my magnets in here. We're gonna pick this one up with the door. I'm gonna try to make sure it's red rubber, right? So I'm just gonna try to make sure that it's mostly gonna be straight. You can definitely stamp it on a scrap piece of paper first if you so choose. Do I want to, I'm trying to decide what color to stamp it in. I could go with the red. I could go with the brown. I could go with the black. Should we do black? Because that's what we're supposed to use here. I'm going to use the VersaFine Onyx Black for this one. If you want to color it with your alcohol markers, make sure you're using an alcohol-friendly stamp pad. This VersaFine is not, unless you're going to heat set it with some clear embossing powder, then you can get away with using that VersaFine one. And we didn't stamp very good, so we'll try that again. Oh, I know why we didn't stamp very good, because I have the card under there and it's not flat. Go figure. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, there we go. I think we've got that one a little bit better. I need to replace my Versatile. I know this. Okay. I think we're good here. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of color. So I'm going to bring in maybe that burgundy color. And I think I have, I'm trying to decide what I have it in. I think I can do Fired Brick. Will be close to my red. And then my green option. Ooh, I bet Old Paper is probably, but I don't think we're going to see Old Paper very well. Old Paper probably matches perfectly with that paper pad. We can do Pine Needles or Wilderness. Wilderness maybe? Yeah, Ponderosa Pine. Should be that one. Alright, let's try this. I'm just gonna add, I think, color to the hat. The other option is to bring in like the glitter gel pens would work well. So I'm getting better at the Distress watercolor pencils. My tip for you is to actually play with water with them. If you get them wet, they're definitely higher concentrated and they just work a lot better. I'm not actually using watercolor paper for this one, so I'm going to try to keep my water usage to a minimum. And try to like make that a little bit lighter there. I don't know if we're going to get that part, but we're going to try. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and then I'm just going to kind of try to pull that across a little bit. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of shape and shading on this one today. So I'm going to do the same with that green. I think we want green fuzzies down here. Green fuzzies. Whoops. Let's try not to make it pink. So I'm just coming in with that lighter color to kind of try to give my illusion of a rounded head. You could definitely add in color to the feathers if you wanted to. Do we want to? I mean, I want to. Do I want to take the time? I don't know if I want to take the time. I'd have to pick another color though, wouldn't I? I suppose we could do the light green. Light green chicken feathers. I don't know about that one. My baby chickies. I have a white one, which I guess we could just call it white and call it good. Do we want to do, let's do, we could probably get away with some frayed burlap for her feathers and some wild honey for her beak. So we're just going to come in and do just a teeny tiny bit on the beak. And we'll do a little bit of that red on the red portions. And then we're just going to come in. I should probably switch up my water. As you see, I'm real exact with all the things. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of color into her feathers here. Let me grab a clean squirt of water. I'm not going over the whole thing. I'm trying to hit maybe the areas that might be darker. Just give it a little bit. It's okay to leave some of that cream tone in there yet. I like to add usually a little bit of color to the corner of the eye or underside of the eyes just to give them a little bit of shape. I'm just going to take that lightest green color because that's what I have out. I would probably reach for a baby blue usually, just to kind of give it a lighter watercolor, like, I don't know, wet eyes. So I, you know, pulled in 5. I wasn't planning on doing that many, but ultimately it works. It didn't take very long to do that. I'm kind of liking them now that I've been playing with them a little bit more. And yes, this was not watercolor paper, so it is what it is. I need a sentiment. So here's where I thought it would be fun to pull in and do. That one's got stuff on it. Well, this one does too. But like, to throw that in there and then pull up on that. So I think I have a plain, do I have a plain white one? Probably not, because I got rid of them all. Okay, let's do Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I guess we can do that one. And I'll just end up, oh, I think I ripped my whole package, go figure. Oh, maybe it's not actually in said package. That could very well be too. Okay, alright, let's pop this one off. We will pop this one in. I'm trying to decide what color I want to do it in. I really want to do it in, I suppose we could do, let's go this route. That is my card base. Do I have a little piece? Okay, alright, we're going to cut off a chunk here. We'll just go a good chunk. Then I don't have to worry about it not working. Okay. We're gonna throw this one in here. Well, let's move it over a little bit so I know that I'm in bounds on all of the things. So I'm gonna heat set this one. So I'm gonna bring in my anti-static powder tool. Maybe. I love when I clean and can't find anything. Tell me I'm the only one with that problem, please. I was kidding. You're supposed to agree with me. That's what happens when I clean. Oh, that's a great place for that. I will never remember it's there. Okay. I'm bringing in Brutus Monroe's Alabaster White Embossing Powder and some Versamark ink. And we're going to ink this one up. I've already treated that, so I'm going to press. It did not press the greatest. Oh, I know why it didn't, because of my magnets in the way. Let's try that again. Okay, it pressed a lot better that time. It helps when you don't have the magnet hindering the movement. Some odd reason, go figure. And I just throw that in there and then just flick it off a little bit. Warm up our heat gun here. Heat it from the back side. Hit it on the front side. Make sure that it is nice and glossy throughout. These containers, I think I picked up, I think it's a 2-pack from either Dollar General or the dollar store, which is not, you know, they're just nice for your most used colors. My most used colors are clear, alabaster white. I think I have one with silver and one with black, which I never really use because I hate black embossing powder. It's just how I roll. Okay. So let's line this up. I want the ticket tag that has all the detail on it, so I'm going to use this one right here. And I'm just going to line that one up in the middle here. Grab a piece of washi. Ooh, this is my fun washi for closing up envelopes. It's so far. Okay. line that up again, and then I'm just going to run this through the die cut machine quick. Okay, so I have it out of the die cut machine. I am just going to cut along that one there, so I still have the ticket kind of things, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing with this one because it's just easier that way than trying to fold that little tiny piece and work on it that way. So this one I am just going to tear. We need to do the inside sentiment before I get way too far on this one. Okay, so for the inside sentiment on this one, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. You can put it in upside down this way and make it work for you. I'm going to go this way with it, I think. It really doesn't matter. Either or works. And then I'm just going to smash all that down. So now I want to leave it kind of, so this is going to fold over this way so you can check, right? So this is going to be the area that's not going to be shown, is going to be covered up with this. Granted, you're going to cover up this and this, so you really just have this corner that you need to be cautious of, if that makes sense. That's kind of where I'm going with this one. So I want to put a sentiment in there that kind of fits in that little space. No one told me I had to be nice. I'm full of good cheer. On the inside. Or deck the halls, or don't, whatever. I mean, all of those fit me to a T. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with the no one. Well, I like with the other one. Let's see. I'm good. I'm full of good cheer on the inside. We'll go with that one. So I'm going to lay it there. I'm just going to make sure that it looks like it's going to stamp in the allotted space. And then I'm going to line it up on this side. Because it's red rubber, you could definitely do a test stamp on top of that piece. I'm just going to stamp and hope for the best. Let's be honest, once they see the gift card, they don't care if it's stamped correctly or not. Just saying. And you could definitely have already had this on your card base piece. It's just going to move it up a little bit. It won't hinder your actual card, you know, stamping at all. So before we get too far here, let's do this piece. I just want to make sure that my other piece that I'm going to add is going to be within my A2 card front. And so I'm just going to center this as best I can here. And because it's glue, you usually have a little bit of wiggle time. The faster you move, the better, as always. And so I have that one on there. And now we're going to add, this little character, the disgruntled chicken. It's freaking cold in Minnesota, I think. So I'm filming this on Wednesday, December 3rd. Is it the 3rd today already? December 3rd. And yeah, tonight is supposed to be record lows. It's like supposed to be like -20. It's way too early in this season for this kind of hogwash. Usually January is our colder month, but we were warm in November and we're paying for it now. Well, the last week of November was not, but we are definitely paying for it now, as per usual. So I think we're gonna go, I thought about going all the way down, but I think I like it just kind of off to the side here. I would probably do a second I layer on this if I felt it needed it. I I think we'll be okay. But I'm also only going to add glue here. I really did think about adding it to my ticket tag, but I know how well I judge things. So it's pretty thick right in this corner, so I'm probably going to slide it around a little bit and move it into the proper position from there, because once it's on, I don't think, you know, I'm more worried about this corner being not on center. Well, and actually, if we kind of mimic that one over there, well, we're glued down now. Okay, this is an extra one you wouldn't have to do. I would definitely just stamp on top of that other piece. I'm just being extra because it's me and I can. I will probably add some glossy accents to that, but because of where I'm at and what I'm doing, I don't want to add glossy accents on camera just because I'll probably muck it up, because I want to show you the actual movement multiple times. But I would definitely add some glossy accent to the eyes. It'll just make them pop. Maybe add some black back onto. I'm sorry, I've been telling you to get the glazed black one that they no longer make. Why? It's my favorite. I'm sad for you all. I did find a 3D jelly pen. They will be arriving to my door this weekend, and then I can hook you up if it's a good one, but it's like a multi. It's not. I wish they just had a plain black multi-pack, but it's like multiple colors, which I'm not enthused about, but I'll make it work. Price-wise, I guess it was okay, because mine is like definitely in need of some TLC, or in this case probably just a new one. I'm sad that they discontinued the black glaze pens. Buggers. They don't ask me, they just do it and don't tell me anything. Okay, so this one is going to open up like this, and then for this one we're gonna tuck in that gift card into the little pocket here. Maybe. It's getting caught on the little. So there's the gift card, there's the card, and it'll fold up, and it'll be a really cute surprise for, you know, all them gift card givers. So this one probably went a little overtime. My apologies, I guess. But I love how this one kind of just, it's such an easy one. You don't have to be as difficult as I was. You don't have to do all the layers. I like adding the layer there. It just kind of accents that corner piece. But adding the gift card on the back is just really kind of fun. And it's, you know, being that's all they're getting is like a gift card this year, I thought it would be fun to do an extra style one. So I'll bring in my original that I did. I actually did this one for Craft Roulette. I didn't video it. And I lost two of the snowflakes on there already. Go figure. But friends like you are rare, and then of course it just pops open. So this is a lot simpler. It's not quite as, I did do 2 extra layers on here though, so I still did some layers and some extra things, but ultimately just making that one. And if you have the dies and you want to do these in dies, go for it. It's going to make it a lot easier, at least putting it together, right? Like cutting all your pieces, figuring out, mathing it. You won't have to math it if you have those stacked layer dies, and then you can just go with that. So I just kind of did a little mini scene on there, added the little Yeti and the little gifts, and then of course just adding the sentiment down here instead of doing the big ticket tag. That's just kind of, and then of course it just opens up and you have the cute things on the inside. So you're the good kind of weird. And so, and that's the full card. So that's kind of a fun way to do it as well. I love the gift card in this one though, so I have a couple more to make like that ultimately. So anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Please stay warm if you're where the wind and the air freezes your face. I know why I'm here, because I don't like some of the things that live where it doesn't freeze your face. It is what it is. One trade for the other. My animals are here. I'm staying here. Anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing one. Keep getting inky. Bye.